Welcome to the Ed Newsstand Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Reynolds. This is Season 4, Episode 10 of the podcast. This episode is titled Font Design Tools. This week's episode is all about resources to make your presentations look better through different font designs, as both font you currently have installed or as downloadable graphics. In TikTok Tech, at @a_biology_teacher gives you an example how he allows students to earn half their points back on his tests. Finally, in Tech Refresh, @_JessRehearsal will help you restore your Chrome browser tabs if you accidentally close your entire browser. This episode is a little longer this week, which means we've got a lot to get to. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive in. Continuing our series all about Presentation Zen, this week we are looking specifically at font design tools, and that goes above and beyond the word art that you would typically introduce into your slides in Google Slides or any other sort of word art that you would put into PowerPoint or Keynote or Canva, any of these different places. I'm going to show you some websites where you can take the font that you want to write and import it either as a graphic or you can import it as editable font. There's one website for that specifically. Before we do that though, let's get to our first area, and that is TikTok Tech. This week we are looking at @a_biology_teacher, and he provides a different way for test correction to allow students to receive credit back. What he does is he has a worksheet, and there's a link here at the bottom of the TikTok Tech section, and you can head to his Teachers Pay Teacher store, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And for 99 cents, you can get his worksheet, and you can hand this out to students. They can make the corrections to receive credit back on their test. What they do is they receive half the credit back for each question that they missed. Now the worksheet is pretty well laid out. On the worksheet, students must fill out the question number that they missed. They must provide their incorrect answer, tell why the answer was incorrect, then provide a correct answer, and then tell why that new answer is incorrect. So it's providing some critical thinking for the students, and I think giving students half the points back on their test is great, because really ultimately what we want in the end is we want students to know the information. There's also a second worksheet if you download the test credit, and it goes to a free response question to also receive credit back on the test question. Let me show you where the document is on his Teachers Pay Teacher site. So if you click on the link in the TikTok Tech section, it will take you to his Teachers Pay Teacher site, and you can see here that he teaches AP Biology, and so his test correction form is for his AP class, but you could realistically use it for any class. I zoomed in a little bit so you can get a little bit better look at what this worksheet is all about. So in the first column here, you put the question number, you put your incorrect answer, then you say why it was wrong, then you put the correct answer and why it is correct. Very straightforward. In his free response form, he has where the students put down the question number that they got wrong, circle why they got it wrong, and then put the correct answer underneath. If you're looking for inventive ways to provide opportunities for your students to get credit back on their tests, I highly encourage you to watch his video and go and download his worksheet. In Tech Refresh, @Jess_Rehearsal has a way for you to restore all of the browser tabs that you might have lost if you accidentally closed your Chrome browser. The first way to do that is you go to the Search tabs triangle, which is in the top right corner, right above the three snowman circles up here. When you click on it, then you go down to Recently Closed Tabs, and all you have to do is click on them and they will automatically open. If you don't want to do that, you can actually go to the three dots, you can go to your history, and then you can go to the folder that says Recently Closed and click on all of these to open up the individual tabs that you may have lost by accidentally closing Chrome. If you want a full walkthrough about how to do that, just click on her video and watch the 60-second tutorial. Now let's look at the font design tools that I had talked about to really jazz up your presentations. So I mentioned at the beginning here, word art is one of the classic ways that you can really enhance your presentation. You can certainly use a text box and increase your font and add drop shadows to your text box, fill in your text box. Do some of these things. Word art is really the best way to enhance Google Slides without using any of these outside websites, especially if you're going to be using headers or anything on your slides. The first website that I want to look at is wordmark.it. Wordmark.it helps you choose fonts that are already on your computer. It helps you preview those fonts that are currently installed for you to be able to pick out the font that looks the best with the text that you are going to be typing. So this really works especially well with PowerPoint or Keynote fonts that are already installed on your machine. When you go to wordmark.it, you have this little box here where you enter a word or phrase. I'm just going to enter the name of my podcast. When I do that, I click the arrow and it will show me everything, every current font that I have installed on my computer and what that font's going to look like. I can change the order. Right now it is alphabetized based on A to Z. I can do Z to A, or I can randomize it. If I want to see fonts that are installed in Google, that is a paid upgrade. If you look at the paid upgrade, currently right now, it's $3 a month for 6 months, $2.25 for 12 months. With the paid upgrade, you can export your text as an image. You can look at all of the fonts in Google and what your text might look like in Google. You can also look at letter spacing. So if you want your font to be closer together or farther apart, you'll also get no advertisements and a few other pro features. However, there are a lot of fonts that you do have currently installed on your machine, whether you're using Keynote or PowerPoint, and you can see exactly what your text is going to look like based on those fonts that are installed. If you don't like any of the fonts, this is a little hidden tip that I'm going to show you, not listed in the newsletter. So if you're listening to the podcast or watching the podcast, here's another website for you. This website is called Creative Market, and you can buy all kinds of graphics, fonts, templates, add-ons, photos, all kinds of different things to get you inspired in your presentations or on your social media. What I like to do though is I like to scroll all the way to the bottom and I subscribe to the newsletter, because every Monday morning in my newsletter, they send me the free goods for the week. So you can see here at the bottom of the website is free goods. There are always 6 free goods for the week, and the goods aren't always fonts, but oftentimes there is at least 2 or 3 different fonts that you can download for free and install on your computer. Sometimes there are Procreate brushes, so you can see right here there are polka dot Procreate brushes that you can use. There are filters, there are templates that you can download for PowerPoint or for Keynote or Slides or Canva. There are social media templates that you can get. You can see this week there is a film overlay textures that you can use, and there is also a welcome kit template and 3D rendered Christmas illustrations. So there are a lot of great resources. Do you have to download them all? Nope. You can skip them, or you can add them to your collection so you can purchase it for free and download it at a later date. A lot of the things on the website are updated by the creators on the website, and you will get a notification email that maybe the text or the Procreate brush has been updated, so you need to download the new updated pack. creativemarket.com/free-goods if you want to see this, and you can also subscribe to the newsletter to receive that information every Monday morning. The next website we are going to look at is cooltext.com. This is a free graphics generator. To use the graphics anywhere that you need, just choose the logo and fill out the form. So here is cooltext.com. As you look at these, you can see that they are all graphics. They show you what the graphics look like and the name of the graphic. So for example, if you want the one called Miami, right here, the text logo is called Miami, but if I put in some text, so I put in my text, Ed Newsstand, there seems to be a little bit of trouble with the website, so it's not rendering the image that I want, but I can increase the text size. It shows me the font that is being currently used to create this dynamic. And when I'm ready, I just click Create Logo. Now you can see again that the font is having some trouble rendering, but if I click on the download button, I get a little bit of an issue where the connection to the website isn't private. I'm going to proceed. You can see that the font downloaded right here. If I click on it, it opens up, and this is the font that I want. I'm going to copy it, and now I've pasted it into my Google slide. And again, you can paste this wherever you want. You can insert it as a graphic because it has downloaded to your computer. This website, having a little bit of issues, maybe it'll work a little bit better on your machine, but this is cooltext.com. And if you're not comfortable with using it, trust me, there are going to be plenty of other websites that I'm going to talk about here where you can get almost the same exact graphic fonts to use. The next website we are looking at is coolfont.org. You can instantly change fonts for your text, input the text that you want to see like in all the other websites, see a preview in each font, find the one you like best, click copy, and paste wherever you need. This is the website coolfont.org, and you can see that some of the fonts are already showing up at the bottom. All I do is input my text, and it automatically generates the text as I'm typing and shows you exactly what they look like. I like the bubble font, so I'm going to copy the bubble font. I'm going to head back to my newsletter and paste in the font. You can see it comes in automatically as a text box. So this is great because you don't just have to use it in your presentations. A lot of people like to go to coolfont.org and they like to put this into their Google Classroom because it does come in as text. So then you can differentiate the topics in your Google Classroom. But if you want to differentiate here, you can also use the different fonts on social media if you want to do it on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok to really differentiate and make your font look cool. But I can go in here and I can erase different things. The font doesn't come in. You're copying the font. So if I change the D to a regular D, it just makes it whatever my default font is. So once you copy and paste it, you can't edit in here. You would have to go back to coolfont.org and make any of those changes. But a great resource because it does come in as text, so you can use it anywhere that you can type text on the internet. The next website is a lot of people's favorites. It's called textgiraffe.com. And again, it is a graphic, so you just are going to customize the logo, copy and paste the graphic, and bring it in like word art. Similar to cooltext.com, you'll see that you can scroll through here and see the different logos that are available. If you like one, you can click on it and change the text from there. Otherwise, you can just go up here to the logo part and type in what you want. Before I click go on typing in the text that I want, these are what the texts are called. So this is the smoothie text, this is the chocolate text, sunset text. Before I click go, I just wanted to show you what those look like, because as soon as I click go, it's going to change all of these to the text that I typed. So there, now you can see that it has changed the name of the logo that I typed in, and it gives me an example of what this is going to look like. I have 10 plus pages of text graphics that I can copy and paste. I like this one here. I'm going to click on this. It takes me to the Bazinga style. I have two choices. I can download this, or I can just copy the image and paste it into anywhere that I need to, any of the presentations. Back in my newsletter, I'm going to paste, and there is the text that I want. And again, now it's just a graphic, so I can move it around, add it as a header, add it as a title. Textgiraffe.com, type the text you want, bring it in as a graphic, and use it wherever you need to in your presentations. This is by far my favorite resource that I'm going to provide you. Fontmeme.com, because I love everything having to do with music, movies, video games, TV. This website provides you fonts in all kinds of different pop culture areas. You can create text graphics instantly online based on various pop culture things in music, movies, TV, video games. And you can all download these fonts for free. Here's fontmeme.com. So right now, currently, I love Shang-Chi. I've watched the movie 3 or 4 times. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. So the cool thing is, if I click on the movie poster, it loads into the font, and I'm going to scroll down. It's going to provide me a little bit of information about the movie or the TV show, whatever I'm using. And if I scroll down a little bit farther, right here is where my information is. So I put in the information that I want. It tells me the font that it is using. So it's called Kung Fu Master Font. The font size is 65. It is giving me a style effect, and then it is giving me a color. I can change this color if I know a hex color that I want to use. So maybe there's a color that I want to use that's in my presentation already. I can go out, find the hex color of that, and then drop that in here and change the font style to be something that matches my slide design. When I'm all ready, I click generate. Now you can see here, it has generated my font based on the Shang-Chi font from the movie poster. If I don't like this, I can certainly go in and I can change the effect. If I don't like the effect, if I change it to this, it automatically will regenerate and change the effect that is on this text. If I don't like the font, again, I can change the font, but I'm trying to go for exactly what is in the movie poster. Some of the movie posters have multiple fonts. This one only has one, so I can't change this, but some of them have multiple fonts and will allow you to change in this. If this is the font that I like, I just right click on it and I can copy the image and paste it wherever I need to. If you want to search around and find something specifically that you're looking for, there is a search box up here at the top. Otherwise, if you click on fonts in use at the top of the website, it will give you all these different areas that you can choose from. So there are logos, and you can choose the logo based on apparel, electronics, food. So if you want to use the McDonald's font or Hardee's font or Reebok or Nike, you've got all that stuff in here. You can search by movies, and they've got all the genres of movies, all the genres of music. Here are games, the genres of games. And if you're a book reader and you like the font that people use on their book covers, you can go by books and you can look at the different areas of the books and add your font from those. I'm going to show you one other resource on fontmeme.com that you can use. So right now, Silk Sonic recently came out with their new album, which is amazing. If you haven't listened to it, by the way, it's awesome. If you click on their album, it does the same thing as when I was on the Shang-Chi poster. But this one does not have any fonts available for you to use. However, if you like the font that they use on the cover of their album, these are some other fonts that you might like. And the beauty of this is, let's say there are one of these here that I like. Let's do Mexcellent 3D. If I click on this, I can choose to download this font. So I talked about earlier on wordmark.it, if you want to use fonts that are currently installed on your machine, this is a great way to do it. You're getting free fonts from FontMeme, download it right to your machine. Now you have a new font to use on your computer. The other thing is, if you don't want to download it and you just want to use it from this website, if you scroll down, it will show you what all the characters look like. It'll give you a little bit more information, but then here's the preview. So if I type in the word that I want, I can change, again, the font size, the effect, and the color. I just click generate, and there it provides me with an example of what I'm going to get if I copy and paste this graphic. If you choose an effect that has kind of multiple colors, you're going to be able to change the different colors that are available for you. So again, you can see here the orange is kind of the default for some reason in this browser. So I can change out of the orange, and I can also change out of the yellow mustard color that is the shadow of this text. But I just copy this image and I can paste it anywhere that I want to use this graphic. Fontmeme.com, probably one of my favorite resources for finding font graphics on the web. The last website I want to talk about is pickfont.com. You can add font design to any of your pictures. This is PickFont. The first thing that I need to do is I need to upload or drop in a picture. I added in the image from last week's podcast because it was something that I had readily available. You can see the text box is right here kind of in the top of my image. And over on the left-hand side is where I change my text. So if I add text, I change the text right here and I get Add Newsstand written in here. And then at the top, I can change my text color. So maybe it needs to be white so it shows up a little bit better. And then over just next to that, I can choose a couple of different options. I can choose how it glows. So if I want it to glow normally, I can get a color for that. Maybe we want a yellow glow to it. I can increase the font size or decrease the font size. And then over here, I can change the text layout. So I can curve the text. So yes, I want to curve the text, and I choose how I want the curve to be. Normal, medium, strong, reverse. I can do all those things. Do I want some transparency? Yes, I do. How much transparency do I want? How much do I want to rotate the text? So you have a couple options there. I'm going to get rid of the text curve. And so that is what all of these T's do. You've got this one with the curve, you've got just some normal text, and then you have some rotation on your text. And again, increasing the size easy with the slide bar if I want, or I can easily manually do it by clicking on the arrows up and down. But you can see I've got my text color and the glow. You can see all that very, very easily. If I want to match the text to something that is already in my presentation, I just click the little eyedropper, and then I just have to click on the color that I want, and it will automatically grab that color for me. So I've got this, I click on the green, and now I have the green, and my text will change to the green here in just a minute. There I've got my text to be green, so now it matches the color here, and if I want to make my glow to be white, it'll look sort of similar to the font that I'm using in my presentation. Over on the left-hand side is where I can change my font. I do have a lot of fonts that I can pick from. So maybe I want to do architectural. Again, it's going to change all that. So you can really do, I would say, quite a bit in this little area if you have a graphic that you want to put in here already, and then you want to take that graphic and add some text around it. So maybe you have a circle graphic and you need to change the way that the font looks around your graphic. You're all set with all of this information. Some other options that I have working with the text, I can do text models. So here are some awesome models that I can work with. There is a gallery that is built into PickFont that you can pick from if you want to insert other images or start with an image that you already don't have on your computer. There are some models that you can work with. I can work with various backgrounds if I would like. There are elements that I can put into here, so you can see that there are different design icons that I can work with. There are some illustrations that I can put into my graphics. I can change different filters with my graphics. They have Vintage 1 and Tropical, Jean, Stone, a lot of different filters that I can work with. Posters and postcard sizes, so I can change the dimensions of the graphic that I'm working with. And finally, if I really want to line things up, I can turn the grid on. Once I'm all done and I have the graphic that I want, I just click on the little download, and it automatically downloads my picture for me. If I want to choose a different type of download instead of the default, I have a medium quality JPEG I can get a high quality PNG, and I can also get a best quality PDF. I can also save it directly to Google Drive if I want to. From this site, I can share directly to Facebook and Twitter if I need to, so there's a lot you can do on pickfont.com. I hope you found a lot of these font design tools helpful and You can now move a little bit beyond word art in Google Slides or any of the other cool font designs that are available in PowerPoint or in Keynote. Very similar websites, but yet they provide you with just a little difference that might be able to provide you a graphic that really enhances the presentation that you are creating. That's it for this episode of the Ed Newsstand Podcast. Really appreciate you listening to the podcast or watching the video version on YouTube because I know your time is valuable. Please check out the resources in this week's newsletter about font design tools. I really encourage you to check out all the resources from wordmark.it to cooltext.com, coolfont.org, textgiraffe.com, fontmeme.com, picfont.com, and the hidden website that I talked about only on the podcast and in the video, creativemarket.com. A huge thank you to @a_biology_teacher for his awesome test correction resource in TikTok Tech to help students receive credit back on test questions that they got wrong. A link to his forum can be found on his Teachers Pay Teachers store, and the link is in the newsletter. Thank you to @Jess_rehearsal in Tech Refresh for her tip on restoring all the tabs that you accidentally may have closed when you closed your Chrome browser. For more EdTech resources, you can follow me on social media. You can find me on Twitter @ReynoldsTroy and on Instagram and TikTok @EdNewsstand. If you're listening on any podcast platform and would like to hear more, please like and subscribe to receive updates and have any new episode automatically downloaded for you. You can also revisit my previous episodes on any major podcasting platform like Spotify, Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Google Podcasts. You can also check out the video version of my podcast over on my YouTube channel and check out any of the other video resources I have available. If you'd like to download my app to have my podcast and newsletters right on your smart device, please check it out at ednewsstand.glideapp.io and save it to your home screen. If you don't want the app but would like to check out my resources, please visit my website at ednewsstand.weebly.com. This is Troy Reynolds, and this is the Ed Newsstand Podcast. Hoping you were able to take away at least one idea for your classroom. Please be safe. Until next time.